We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Darth Mickey,
He's really Mike.
and she's Sophie, also known
And
as
she's Brenda.
Hi,
also,
everyone.
yeah, but he's also Cinder Grogu.
Yep.
We never introduced Grogu before Aunt Brenda.
Okay, and she's Mini Brenda.
Mini Brenda. That's exactly what I am. Oh, my goodness. That's funny.
And
And
we're on the road with Mickey.
we're on the road with Mickey.
For those of you who are listening in and you can't see us right now, Daddy got some white elephant Christmas gifts this year, and they are aprons for us all, and they all have Disney type things on it. So his is Darth Vader, mine is Cinderella, and Aunt Brenda's, which she had, is a Minnie Mouse type apron, and they're all really adorable.
Yeah, even if it loses a little bit even on the video, it loses a little bit, but they are adorable. They're kind
They
of
are
fun.
cute. They're really cute.
Yeah.
Of course,
So
it kind of messed with the intro, but that's okay. Go
it
to
sure did
YouTube if
mess.
you want to see them.
Yeah. Anyway, this is episode 202 for January 8th, 2024. And our feature topic this week is our top 5 Disney music albums. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And it's actually kind of hard. If you saw my note sheet, you'd be like, oh my gosh, how does he even read any of that? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's later on. But first, we have some cheddar from the big cheese. And Brenda, why don't you start us off?
All right. Well, we have big news because guess what? Disney released some new promos. They dropped just in time for our recording. First is the free dining offer. Yes, you heard it right. The free dining offer for Disney Plus subscribers with a 4-night, 4-day package that includes tickets with Park Hopper added in. The offer is good for arrivals from July 1st through September 30th, 2024. There's also a stay longer offer that we can check for you if you want to contact us, Mike at pixievacations.com or Brenda at pixievacations.com. We would love to help you plan a trip.
So what if we
Exactly.
already have a Disney Plus subscription? Can we get in on this?
You sure can.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And if you don't have one, you can sign up and then get in on this.
That's right.
And the thing about it is, there is also some room only discounts instead of having the park hopper, but there is also an annual pass holder
Yeah.
discount that's currently in the system that saved a lot of money for one of my clients.
Yay, that's
So
awesome. The stay
so
longer deal is a great deal too.
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll
So
have to ask you guys about that.
there's a lot of cool promos right now, and
Yeah.
they're worth looking into.
For sure.
So
Mhm.
all
All
right,
right, my
Sophie, you're
turn.
next. Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone else remembered this, but there are some new DVC cabins at Fort Wilderness. That stands for Disney Vacation Club, which means they're super expensive on their own, but if you're a part of the club, they're maybe a little bit less expensive. And they will be the first pet-friendly DVC resort at Disney. Remember, they are being rethemed as this in a couple months, and they're actually getting whole new exteriors and interiors, I think. They are being completely renovated, and they look kind of like tiny homes.
Yeah.
They look very cool.
Yeah. Did you want to share a photo?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the photo right now because I had like clicked off of it, but here we go. This is for the YouTubers. Come take a look. This is what they look like. They look very interesting to me. I like them.
Little
But
modular homes. They look like
yeah.
modular homes.
Well,
Mhm.
remember, this is what the cabins at Fort Wilderness looked like before.
Yeah, they look like a cabin before.
It looked like a
Yeah.
trailer.
Little log. Yeah, but they made them look like a log cabin, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they look awesome this way. I think they looked good the other way, but I'm just excited for it. I'm a
They look like
little
little
bit.
tiny homes. I wouldn't mind having one of those all the time.
I wouldn't mind either. So it's a shame that this is going to be DVC. I wish they would keep like some of them as moderates, but then it wouldn't be worth it to get the DVC one, I guess.
Right. And I
Well,
think with DVC, you'll still be able to get some of them paying cash for it,
right,
like a regular.
depending on if there's any available. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll
They're
see.
cute.
Time will
Thank you for
tell.
sharing.
Time will
Mm-hmm.
tell. But I also have just a little bit of sad news. Sad, especially for her family. But Anna Ophelia Maguire, who is the actress who voiced the character Mama Coco, she recently passed away at the age of 90. That's
Oh,
a
wow.
life well lived. And she was in a lot of different roles. She had like 70 different roles in her career. But
Wow.
I know her as Mama Coco, and I
Mhm.
just wanted to say, may she rest in peace, and may
Yes.
her family have peace during this time. So,
Yes. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
sweet.
so that's our cheddar. As always, in our show notes, you have our ways to connect with us. But it is time now to go to our feature topic, which is our top 5 Disney music albums. And Sophie, you're going to start us off, but I wanted to let you know that I have 3 honorable mentions and Brenda has 1. So I was wondering if you had any honorable mentions for later on as well.
I do. I
Okay.
do, because there are just far too many great music albums to not have honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't you give us number 5 on your list?
Okay, so I'm not just thinking about movies here when I think about my Disney albums, because there is an album that we used to have on this old iPod that stayed in the car. It had all the music on it, and it only had music on it, and then somebody broke into the car and stole the iPod. So,
Mm,
yeah, it's sad.
dang it.
But one of the albums that we had on that iPod was an album of Disney Parks music. So
Mhm.
it had parks from all the rides, it had Soarin', it had the Haunted Mansion, it even had some of the music from the shows. I think it was Phantasmic might have been in there.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, it was all of the ride music in the parks. And it made me think of all the rides that were at Disney. It made me imagine that I was at Disney. And so for that reason, it is on my number 5 as my top 5 for,
All
Nice.
right.
yeah,
All
Yay.
right. Well, that's cool. And just so you know, Sophie,
yeah.
we still have the music even though the device is gone. So
Oh,
it's not.
well,
It
how do
wasn't
I
isolated.
get it?
Well, I've got it in my iTunes account.
I bet his
Okay,
iTunes account is quite full.
Yes,
it
it has
is.
quite a bit in it. All right, Brenda, you're next.
Okay, well, my top 5, my runner-up wasn't, but my top 5 ended up all being from movies, actually. So they're movie soundtracks. So narrowing them down was extremely difficult.
Yes.
But my number 5 is Mulan from
Ooh.
1998.
Ooh.
So I mean, that belting out reflection, I just got nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
I just, the, I don't know how they can take a movie and like create these songs that are so perfect
Yeah.
and they rhyme and they're, you know what I mean? Like they're perfect songs and they go, I don't know how they do it. I really don't. But Mulan is my first one.
That's a great one to have, Brenda. And
Thank you.
you know, Sometimes it just defies words. You just know. You say it and you know it, and everyone that
Yep.
likes it along with you knows why too, even if they don't can't express it in words. But for
Yep.
me, number 5 on my list, and I kept shuffling this order around. Number 1, number 2 are like they're up there and they're there for a reason, and all the rest of them, I it's almost like I put them in a lottery basket and see which name comes out, you
There,
know.
there you go. There you
But
go.
number 5 on my list, which originally had number 3, and then I'm like, no, I like this one a little bit better, and I like this one so it's actually number 5, even though it you could make an argument for it. Number
Yeah.
5 is The Princess and the Frog, and
Oh,
it's
Wait, that's lower?
probably
nice.
hmm,
It's lower on your
it's low.
list?
Yeah, it's fifth favorite, and it's probably number 1 on Sophie's.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I
But
was guessing.
anyway, it's number 5 on my list, but it's got such great music, you know?
Yeah.
Um, Friends on the Other Side, um,
Dig a little
Dig a
deeper.
Little Deeper, you know, on and
Yeah.
on and on.
It's got great music.
Just got such great music. And so when
That's a
we're
great
human,
choice.
it's just really, really good. So almost there. I mean, really good music, and but there's other ones that I like just a little bit more. So it's number 5 on my list.
There you
So
go. That's a
so
good choice.
Well,
Sophie doesn't think so.
to be fair, to be fair, it's not number 1 on my list,
Oh,
but it's
shocking.
definitely not number 5 either.
Is it
Okay.
number 4? Because your number 4 is up now.
No.
It's number 2. It's number 2
I'm
on Sophie's
Number
list.
2, fill in
I
the
am not
blank.
telling
Okay.
you guys.
Fantasia beat it out for number 1.
What? No, Fantasia was number 4.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Because here's the thing about Fantasia. I love the movie. Love the movie.
I know.
All of the all of the music in it is not technically Disney.
True.
It is the Nutcracker. It is all these different compositions that are classical musics. They are not written by Disney like the others are, but they use them so well to make these animated scenes. They and it really is just a amalgamation of animated scenes. The point is, it's not Disney music, but the way they used it makes it Disney because of how creative it was used. Like
That's
Mhm.
right.
Pastoral Symphony, I would never think about the music that they used for that being used to describe like centaurs and Greek mythology, and they use it. Night on Bald Mountain, sure, that one I could maybe see, but the use of Ave Maria to usher in the defeat of Chernobog, the most evil Disney villain ever, is perfect. And of course, there's the Nutcracker scene where it's not Christmassy, it's not. Well, it does have fairies, but it's not Christmas fairies and toys and stuff. It's used to describe nature. It's used to describe spring, summer, and autumn, and then winter. That is so creative to me, and that's why it's my number 4. But at the same time, it can't be higher than that because it's not original Disney.
I don't
Okay.
agree with that, but I see. But Fantasia is a Disney album,
Right.
Yeah,
so
but it's
I think it deserves its spot for sure.
well, it's number 4.
It's a good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. Brenda, what's 4 on your list?
My number 4 is Beauty and the Beast, 1991. I had a real hard time with this list.
You know, when we were talking about this episode, preparing for it,
Uh-huh.
this silent partner, we don't talk
Oh.
about Cindy, no. She
Mhm.
was like, I am certain that she's gonna pick Evermore, and I'm like, she can't, mommy, because Evermore by Josh Groban is a single. It's not an album. She has to pick a
Yeah,
whole
that is
album.
the most beautiful, just beautiful song. but I still love the music from the Beauty and the Beast 1991 animated film.
Mhm.
I love that music. So
Yeah.
so I still went with it.
I don't
Um
blame you.
I
yeah,
don't
but I
either.
had to, when you have to knock others out, it's hard. Like when we first said we were doing it, I knew immediately what my number 1 and number 2 were. But then having like a list of 20 3, 4s, and 5s and then trying to, it's just hard. But I think that Beauty and the Beast album from 1991 is still great. But Evermore's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, number 4 on my list, and all of mine, by the way, I'm like Aunt Brenda. They were all they're
Movie
all
albums,
movies.
soundtracks.
Movies. I know what I'm trying to say. They're all movies. And number 4 on my list is Tangled.
Nice. Great
And
Hmm.
I
choice.
mean, how can you? It's just, to me, it all comes down to the songs. And I mean, When Will My Life Begin? Mother Knows
Yeah.
Best. I've Got a Dream. Oh my gosh,
No, they're
I've
so
Got a
perfect.
Dream is
I
like one
know.
of the best songs ever in a
Yep.
Disney movie. I See the
Yeah.
Light. Oh
Uh-huh.
man, gosh.
That is great. That's a great choice.
There's so many great songs on that every single one of them almost stands on its own, you know?
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
Yes.
Tangled is number 4. And again, if I were to throw these up in the air and I could rearrange this order and it would
Yes.
still make sense. So, but
For
number 4
sure.
is
That's great.
Tangled.
That's a great choice.
Thank you.
What's
That's
your
a
number
very
3,
good
Sophie?
choice. Number 3. Oh boy. I had a hard time deciding which place this one should go. But ultimately, my love for Princess and the Frog did not take it all the way up to number 2. So it is number 3. There are just 2 others that are better than this one, but this is still one of my favorite animated Disney movies. She's definitely my favorite princess.
Yes.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
She's my favorite princess. I relate to her so hard because I'm a working girl, she's a working girl, and we're saving up money to get to our dreams. I'm almost there, Disney. I'm almost there. And when I get there, that gingerbread house is, I can't wait to build it.
Yeah. Hey Sophie,
Yes?
I'm going to go on a limb.
Mm,
I'm going to say Frozen isn't in your top 2.
no,
Oh, that's cold-hearted.
even a little.
Listen to her, cold-hearted. Frozen, cold-hearted.
I know you'll give it
Honey.
the I know you'll give it the justice it deserves, Daddy.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
there you go.
I know it's
That's
gonna appear in his top 5.
that's a great choice though, Sophie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if there's one thing I love, it's villain songs. This is a reason why I love the villains. Their songs, with the exception of Magnifico, are amazing. I love the villain songs a lot. A lot. And Dr. Facilier arguably has one of the best.
hmm
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Brenda, number 3 on your list.
Well, guys, love is an open door. And
Frozen.
Frozen 2013 is my number 3.
You know what,
And
Brenda?
like I said, I knew right away what my number 1 and number 2 were. So if it wasn't for those, Frozen would have been my number 1.
You
I
know
think
what,
the music
Brenda?
from that movie is fabulous.
So do I. And you know what? I think you and I finish each other's sandwiches.
Exactly.
I would like to point out that Hans's original line was going to be, "We finish each other's sentences," and thus when Anna said sandwiches instead, that was the first red flag because he lied.
Well, I just love that. I think the music for that movie is just so great.
Yeah.
So great.
If overplayed.
Well, it's
Maybe.
overplayed by me,
Not
but
not their fault. Not their fault.
yeah.
In the sequel, Elsa even admits that Let It Go was way too overplayed because she cringes when she remembers herself singing it.
Oh well, that's not my problem. It's number 3 for me.
There you go. All right. Number 3 for me. Should I move on, Sophie?
Mhm.
I don't know if you should since it's probably your number 3.
Oh, it's not number 3 for me.
Oh,
Number 2 then.
you
Number
never
3
know.
on my list is Mary Poppins.
Very good. 1964, the year I was born.
Yep. And I know there'll be a lot of people that are like, change the channel. Mike only put it at number 3. And I'm like,
That's
you know
true.
what? I love that music. In fact, before we started recording, I was playing Let's Go Fly a Kite
There you
from the movie, David Tomlinson singing and all that.
Yeah.
And I was singing along with him, you know?
I was
And I
feeding the
love it.
birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not number 2, number 1 on my list because there's 2 I like better. But it is really, really good.
It's excellent.
Really good.
Excellente.
You know,
Excellent.
and this is Disney, people we're talking about, obviously, and there's only 800 other thousand albums that could be on this list.
know.
You know,
And most of them by the Sherman Brothers.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, the Sherman Brothers. Goodness gracious, they were
Oh.
like the Beethoven and
Yes.
the Mozart of Disney.
Yeah, but that
Mhm.
husband and wife team that are doing the songs now, like the ones that did Frozen, they're fab too.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, thing of it is Daddy's number 3 became my number 2.
Mary
Nice.
Poppins. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. I love Mary
Nice.
Poppins. And the thing of it is it's hard to choose these, but the way
Mhm.
that I choose them is I think about the songs as a whole. So like I
Mm.
could pick any I could pick any song that I love from Disney, but it's not always a guarantee that I will like the other songs in its playlist,
Right.
in
Yeah.
its album. But with Mary Poppins, it is just a hit after a hit after a hit.
Right. That's
All of
right.
them are awesome songs. And
Yep.
so
Yeah.
that's why it deserves to be on this list.
Mhm.
Unlike other albums, which are good, yes, and they have their awesome songs in them, but not all of them are complete and utter bangers like Mary Poppins is.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Very good.
Good logic, Sophie.
Mhm.
All right, Brenda, number 2.
Soul sisters that we are. My number 2 is Mary Poppins.
See, Daddy? You should have put it at number 2. Then we would have been triplets.
Yep.
Wow.
It is definitely number 2. Only one beat it out.
You
And
know what?
I love Mary Poppins.
I
What?
thought Mary Poppins would be Brenda's number 1.
Did you?
Yeah,
Well,
I did.
you'll be surprised.
I just
But
was.
it is number 2 and it came to mind immediately just like number 1 did when you said we were doing this topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what
Well,
is your number 2, Mike?
What could possibly beat
Getting
Mary
excited.
Poppins?
well, it's pretty obvious to me
Mm?
that Frozen is number 2 on my list.
Blasphemy.
No.
Heresy.
No. I've spoken until Sophie is blue in the face.
If you ask me if I want to build a snowman, then I'm gonna go tell mommy that we're moving to Texas.
Hey, come on down, girl.
Well, I won't ask you then, but we all know that song in my heart has a lot of meaning.
That's true.
It talks about them as kids, them as they grow up, them as they face tragedy of losing their parents, and just trying to recapture that youth a little bit and to make that connection back. And
Yep.
that song speaks on so many levels that it just stirs at my soul. And that is just one of the reasons. Everyone talks about Let It Go, and to me, I love it, but it's not nearly the top dog for me on that. It's one of the good songs, but it's not the song for Frozen. It's
Sweet.
just one of them. So, but Do You Want to Build a Snowman? To me, just speaks a ton about life, and that's
Yeah.
why it draws on me. So that's why number 2 is Frozen. You know,
Very good. Good choice. We were
thank you.
just flipped. We were just flipped. Wasn't that bad?
Mm-mm. Well, Sophie, number
I shall
1,
try to move past my disappointment.
whatever. Move on or don't. It's up to you.
Well,
You're
I have to move
22
on
now.
because I have a number one that I need to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And frankly, just as I think Daddy's a heretic, I'm sure there are some of you who will think I'm a heretic for this. But since Daddy mentioned to me that Anna Ophelia Mer- Merguia had passed away, Coco has just been on my mind. And the more I think about Coco's music, the more I realize that it's a lot like Mary Poppins and that every single song in that album is a banger. Every
Mhm.
single one of them. And so, plus the good thing about Coco is that I can dance to those songs. Like
Nice.
they're upbeat, they have a good pace, they're just good songs. And so that is why it is my number one. That whole album is my number one because I love those songs. I love singing songs in foreign languages. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And it's awesome.
Good choice.
It is a really good choice, Sophie.
Hmm.
It really is. So,
Very
I don't blame
good.
you for having it number 1. I agree, but it's not number 1 on my list. I'll explain why a little later. But Brenda, what is numero uno on your list?
Well, this popped into my head as it could not be a surprise. This album was the second soundtrack album released by Disney Music Group in 2014 that reached number 1. This album is literally a part of my soul from my childhood through dating my husband when I was 15. Like it's tapestry woven through my life, and it is the Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix Volume 1. That movie has my whole life tapestry running through it. It is fabulous. That album is the best ever.
Wow. I love that, Brenda.
That
And,
beat out Mary Poppins.
That
and
beat
Okay,
out Mary Poppins.
that is
that
the
one I can get
specialized.
behind.
Hooked on a Feeling, Fooled Around and Fell in Love. I mean, these songs were, you know, they were part of my life. I mean, like, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Ain't No Valley Low Enough. I mean, these songs were like life.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
I can understand the reasoning, but I never ever would have thought of that.
Yep.
In fact, I was feeling slightly down because I thought that I was going to be saying the same album that you all were saying for number 1.
Oh, well, you're not.
And I'm not. I'm like, I'm the only one who has this on their list.
Well, we have to know what it is.
I think it's a given. Sophie, do you have any guesses?
No, actually.
Brenda, no guess?
No.
As much as we say, we don't talk about Cindy.
Oh,
No,
No.
no, no.
Okay, so listen. Listen, I love the Encanto soundtrack. I do. But that one makes me cry too much. That's why it's an honorable mention.
Oh, I love
Ooh.
Encanto. And yeah, it does make me cry. And I see those tears and I get it. And I really understand where you're coming from on that. And I think that's part of why it endears itself to me and why I have it at number one.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm telling everyone listening that until Encanto came out, it was frozen, 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 frozen.
Yeah.
You
Bless
know,
Encanto.
and stop, Sophie. That's how much I loved that album.
Yeah.
You know, and to have something like that, and to have something else supplant it, that speaks to how much I really like this album. And
Yeah. That's
you
for
know,
sure.
and looking at our lists, Coco, I absolutely adore Coco, both especially the movie, but also the music that goes along with it.
Yeah.
But it's not on my list because I did not find the reason to buy the album and put it in my iTunes. If it's not
Well,
in
that's a
my
good reason to
iTunes,
keep it out.
then it can't be on my list, even though I love it. I really do like it. But that's the main reason why it's not on my list anywhere. But Encanto, oh man, that music, it just speaks to me, and it's just incredible. So
Nice.
so
Very good
it's
choice.
that is my number one, and it's gonna stay there for quite a while, but just so much on it, so many hit
But they're
after
making
hit
a
after
Frozen
hit
3 and
after hit.
4 right now,
Aunt
so
Brenda.
I know,
Mm.
but
saying,
I don't see that changing anything though.
never
And
knew.
I'm gonna look something up in a little bit, but before that, I wanted to talk to you guys about if you have any honorable mentions. Sophie said she had an honorable mention.
Oh, I have
Brenda
a
has
bunch of
one.
honorable mentions, but Encanto was the one that mentioned. I love Encanto. Like I said, it makes me cry way too much.
Huh?
And I'll be honest, I didn't want to come on here and talk about music that made me cry because there's a lot of music that makes me cry. And I will be honest, I'm a little bit of a masochist when it comes to my music because I cry way too much when I'm listening to it, and y'all don't need to know that, so I just overshared a little bit. But another honorable mention would have to be actually the Star Wars music. I love Star Wars. I love its music. Its music is like going to an orchestra and just closing your eyes and you can imagine yourself there. All of the music in Star Wars, even in the sequels, some people are like, Sophie, the sequels weren't nearly as good as the original and the prequels. And I say maybe so, but there were some gems in those movies, and the music was one of those. I love Star Wars music. And actually my last honorable mention, because I love singles day in and day out. I love singles, but in terms of albums, I have to be very picky because they're groups of songs, and if I don't like all the songs, then they won't be on my honorable mentions. I actually really liked the music from Wish. That's the newest Disney movie. Some people are like, Wish was not that good. I agree it could be a little bit better, but the music was good. It
Yeah.
was very, very good.
Yeah.
I didn't see Wish, but that one and like I didn't choose this as a runner up or anything, but there's one song. I don't watch it enough to know what it I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's from Elemental and there's
I
one
know
song
I know that song you're talking
that
about. It's
is
called Steal the
beautiful.
Show.
Is it?
Steal the
It's
Show is what
just
it's called.
beautiful. When it starts, it's the melody.
Yep.
It is so pretty. But not for a whole album to be on the list, but that
No.
song is beautiful.
Because thing is, that song is really one of the only songs in Elemental.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's why it
So
stands out.
that's
It's
why,
really
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's the only song with words.
Okay.
Well,
That
just a
explains that.
a little bit of background that we may have forgotten just real quickly about Encanto is that um, we don't talk about Bruno beat out Elton John's version of Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King in 1994 as the best performing Disney song to date. And it spent
That's crazy.
five weeks. It spent 5 weeks at the top of the Billboard Hot 100 chart. And a Disney song
I know.
being the top song for 5 weeks
It's
of the
crazy.
Hot 100 is just insane, and that speaks to the popularity of the song and the movie. But anyway,
And that's a perfect segue to my runner-up because I used to be a huge Genesis fan, and my runner-up is The Lion King because of all the Phil Collins songs.
hmm
I love that. I love that album.
yeah,
That's
That
funny that
is
you
a
said
great
that,
one.
and then yeah, happens all the time.
yep. Well, I have three honorable mentions, as
Oh
I
my
said, coming in.
goodness. Overachiever.
You know it. Um, one of them, I mean, how could it not be? But um, the music from Moana. Oh my gosh!
Yes,
I
I
Yes.
agree.
I mean,
Yes.
like I said, throw these up in the air, and this one could be 5, 4, or 3 on the list. You know, um,
Yeah.
The Lion King,
Yep.
Brenda, for
Mm-hmm.
obvious reasons, and the third one, which Sophie will probably appreciate, but Brenda may not realize. But the third one on my list is of honorable mentions is the music from Lemonade Mouth. I
Yes.
love that music.
I
So
have no idea
basically,
what that is.
so here's the thing. You know High School Musical, how it was a Disney Channel type
Yeah.
movie? Well, there's another one. It's not a High School Musical thing, but it's kind of High School Musical-esque, and
Yeah.
it's called Lemonade Mouth. And basically, it stars Bridget Mendler and a bunch of other Disney Channel actors and actresses who were very popular back in the 2010s and stuff. It even has Naomi Scott, whom you would know as Princess Jasmine in the live action Aladdin. And basically, they're five misfits. They go to this high school that's really centered around sports, but all of them are music nerds.
hmm
Oh, kind of
So
like High School Musical,
yeah.
but
So
yeah.
they all get detention for one reason or another, and they meet in this detention together, and they realize they are really good at playing music together. So they form a band with the help of the music teacher, and they're called Lemonade Mouth because at one point in time there's this bully who's picking on one of the guys, and this girl, her name is Stella. She's like the punk rock electric guitar player of the group. She takes a can of canned lemonade from a vending machine. She drinks it, sprays it all over this guy.
Oh, so they
And
named the whole show after that?
and so the guy is talking to the principal because the bully's a jock and whatnot, and he says, "Lemonade mouth spits all over me," ev- even though I was doing nothing wrong, even though he was doing something wrong.
Mhm.
We stand Sella for s- spraying lemonade. And that's how they got the name, and it
That's funny.
stuck. And they even went and got a record deal. So
hmm
now, by the end of the movie, they are playing in like the big, huge stadiums. They're a official
They're
band,
at
and
Madison Square Garden.
yeah,
Wow.
and the songs there. I had forgotten about it, Daddy. I had
Yeah.
I
forgotten
need
about
to
it, but
watch
those
that.
songs,
You
and
need to watch it. Go
you do
Disney
need to
Plus
watch.
it.
You
Go
do
I
need to
need
Disney
to
watch
watch
Plus
it.
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 Now
Yeah.
that
And
I
it's
remember it,
got
I'm upset that it wasn't one of my runner-ups.
yeah,
I
it
need to
is
watch
a
that.
it's a really good it's just got some really good hip music, and
Yeah.
I will send you a link, Brenda, to our group,
Yay.
and it's
Thank you.
Oh,
just really good.
and
Um,
now that I think about it, there's one more honorable mention that I have, and it's not even just a single thing. The Broadway musicals. that Disney makes, all the Broadway musicals of the different movies, those things are good. Those things are very good, and they don't get the hype they deserve.
Yeah.
Do they make them into albums?
I know that there are some
They
that are
probably do.
albums. Like the Aladdin one, I listen to the Broadway version of Friend Like Me on YouTube all the time. And the Broadway version of Kiss the Girl from The Little Mermaid is also very nice, as is Poor Unfortunate Souls. So they have some great songs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we have wet your whistle to go listen to some Disney music.
Yay.
You know,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go ahead and close out the feature topic for this week, and we're gonna continue on. And it's time for this day in Disney history with Sophie. So Sophie, take it away, honey.
All right, then. I'm taking us back to the year of 1935.
Ooh, goodness.
Before Snow White was a thing, the original Disney music. 1935, January 8th. Singer, dancer, and actor Elvis Presley is born in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Tupelo.
Tupelo.
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Sorry.
It's fine. Regarded as one of the most significant cultural icons of the 20th century,
Sure.
he is often referred to as the King of Rock and Roll or simply the King. Songs by Elvis, as well as Elvis covers by Winona and the A-Teens, made up the soundtrack of the 2002 animated Walt Disney picture Lilo and Stitch. The film centers around a lonely Hawaiian girl obsessed with Elvis, who adopts what she thinks is an ugly dog, but is really a mischievous alien. Lilo and Stitch features such Elvis songs such as Heartbreak Hotel and Suspicious Minds. In the 2006 Cars movie, there is an RV called Elvis. The soundtrack for Disney's 2007 The Game Plan features four of Presley's best-known songs, Rubberneckin', Jailhouse Rocks, Are You Lonesome Tonight, and Burnin' Loved. In 1969, the Mellow Men, a popular singing quartet founded by Thurl Ravenscroft and Max Smith, appeared with Elvis in the film The Trouble with Girls as a gospel group called the Bible Singers. Disney fans know Ravenscroft and Smith's voiceover work in the singing songs from Disney films and park attractions, most notably The Haunted Mansion.
And the
Mhm.
Grinch.
Supposedly, Elvis was considered for the role of Tom Piper in Disney's 1961 Babes in Toyland, but the part instead went to singer/actor Tommy Sands. Sadly, Elvis Aaron Presley passed away in August of 1977 at the age of 42. To this day, he remains the best-selling solo artist, with sales estimating ranging from 600 million to 1 billion sales.
Yeah.
Yep. He was a force. He was a force to reckon with.
Mhm.
Yep.
And Forrest Gump taught him how to dance.
Exactly.
And
So-
Lilo and Stitch is one of my other top movies from Disney,
Yeah.
so obviously I had to talk about it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you, Sophie.
good history, Sophie. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
I have
Now,
a character that I don't think will be too difficult. But let's find out.
at
Time
this
to stump
point,
the
are we
Soph.
sure that any character is difficult for me?
None.
Sometimes they are.
Oh my goodness.
Rarely.
Sometimes.
But sometimes. So this character is not a hero, but they wish they were.
This character is not a hero, but they wish they were. It sounds like Hercules.
Okay, but it's not.
Okay.
This character hates that bad guys are treated as second-class citizens.
This is Ralph. This is Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes, it is. It's Wreck-It Ralph.
Yay! Good job. All right, Sophie.
And then the last clue was that they learned that maybe being the bad guy isn't so bad after all.
Well, and of course, the other people learn that villains shouldn't be second-class citizens.
Right.
Very
So,
good,
Sophie,
Sophie.
do you know how long Ralph has been working as the bad guy?
30 years.
That's right, 30 years. Good job.
For a
Yeah.
second, I
What's
thought it was 50, and I was like, they haven't been around that long. You were saying?
what's his catchphrase?
I'm gonna wreck it!
Yep. But anyway, good job, Sophie.
So
I
what's
can't
her record
believe
for 2024, Mike?
2-0.
Yay!
Yeah.
But I can't believe in 4 years now. And by the way, we just passed 4 years of being
Goodness
on the air and being on the
Golly.
road.
My goodness.
But
4
in
years
all
of
that
being on the
time,
road. Wow.
I can't believe we never did Wreck-It Ralph before.
Yeah, that's
I'm surprised
surprising.
by that too.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like we've done other characters from the movie, haven't we?
Yes, we have. We've done Felix.
We've
And
done Calhoun
and we've done
too.
Vanellope von Schweetz.
And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we
And
did.
I think we did Calhoun too, I think. Although I'm
Yeah.
not 100%. But yeah. Anyway,
Yay, very good,
So-
Sophie.
good
Woohoo!
job, Sophie.
Thank
She's
you.
the bomb.
Yes, she is. .com.
Yeah, thebomb.com.
All right. Well, Brenda, time to close us out with a little bit of Walt.
All right. I think a good study of music would be indispensable to the animators, a realization on their part of how primitive music is, how natural it is for people to want to go to music, a study of rhythm, the dance, the various rhythms enter into our lives every day. Walt Disney.
Wow.
Walt Disney.
Yep. Smart
Thank you
man.
so much. Yes, very
Man.
smart. Very smart. Well, my friends, that wraps us up for this week. Coming up next week, I got an odd topic. I don't know if it'll fly much or if we're going to be talking for 10 minutes and be done. So here's the question. How young is too young at Walt Disney World? Is that an answer? Is that actually something we can answer? Is there any correct answer? Of course not. You know, we all have our opinions and you know, but that's our topic next week. How young is too young at Walt Disney World? When should you bring your kids? When should you not bring them? You know, on and on and on. So,
Frankly, I think that will actually be a very good topic for us to discuss, and I'm sure we can make at least 30 minutes out of it.
okay. Well, good. Then that's our goal. At least 30 minutes. Anyway, people, I'm Mike, not Darth Mickey. I'm Mike.
Yeah,
She's
we all knew
Sophie.
that.
She's Sophie, not Cinderella. Sophie. She's Brenda, not Mini Brenda. And he's
And
Grogu,
he's Grogu,
not
not
Cinder
Cinder
Grogu.
Grogu.
And we hope you all have a great week. Thanks for joining us on our travels. And we will talk to you later. And we will
See you on the road.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.